Hello everybody and welcome back to the Ammo Bus Videos YouTube channel. I'm Ammo Bus Videos, otherwise known as Ammo Central, depending on what day of the week, on what video you're watching. And welcome back to Apsley Bus Station on Bowdenham version 5. We're once again a very random and very different TFL bus, arguably one that people have tended to forget about with the Bowdenham map. That is the new Routemaster. Yes, you do associate new Routemasters in the centre of London. However, as more and more of them were built, and as some of them have been replaced by newer vehicles on certain corridors, these vehicles have started to make their way into less sort of central London-y routes, have started to do more obscure random routes, and I thought we'd reflect that by taking it on the B3. And that I believe is our last of the small local B prefix services on Bowdenham that we are yet to do. So the B3 is basically what we did with the B2, only the totally opposite way round. It's been a while since I did the B2 video. It might not have been as long for yourselves watching, but I tend to record these in groups. So it has been a while since I've driven the B2. I believe you can still get a deck around the B2 and the B3. We're going to find out, because again, cannot remember. But I thought we'll drive with the stagecoach livery again, just like the previous video. But we'll do the really nice ride with Pride livery. So we've got all the nice sort of rainbow colours in the middle of the red that I thought looked quite nice. So it was either going to be this or an overall advert. I thought, no, this looks really nice. So the vehicle, reg and fleet number bear no relation to which vehicle actually wore this branding. I didn't do that much research, I'm afraid. I was initially going to use the old London Transport green livery and use LT2, but I thought I've used LT2 in a video previously, so I thought we'd do something a bit different. So we are due to leave at 12:53. That is in 4 minutes, so we will begin to make our way round to the stand. It has been a while since I've driven this bus, just as a heads up. The route that we're driving is just under 30 minutes in length is the scheduled time. I think when I did the B2, I did the route in about 25 minutes. So we'll see how we do with this one. So while we're waiting, I will up the time a little bit so that when we get round there, it'll be time to go. So it is quite nice to drive the new Routemaster, although it is like the iconic staple London bus, as you will, in modern times. Just a really random Boris Johnson idea. It doesn't tend to get that appreciated in OMSI 2 as much. I think it's because we're all quite used to our standard vehicle types that we like, and this is just, in essence, exactly what it is in London. It's a rather gutless 3-door thing. So it's like, for me personally, I'm not... Why are these doors not opening? Oh, they all open on the same button. I forgot about that.
Any chance of some heat here in the back, driver?
But do they all close on separate buttons? Oh, is this the one where I've got to actually close the door separately? Okay. I've just reminded myself as to why I rarely drive this vehicle. That's what we've just done. Reminded myself why I rarely drive it. So where we're going, so we should be B3 to stand. We're going. Okay, we're going that way. I was about to say, I thought when we did the B2, we went the other direction. So there is always this discussion going around as what purpose are these vehicles going to serve outside of London? It's a really interesting one, because it's quite a sceptical topic, because they are a non-standard vehicle type. Most larger operators I would imagine, won't be interested in them outside of London. I mean, you could argue that on the sense of shuttle bus work, people movers, they might have some use, but we do have to remember as well that they are electric hybrid vehicles, so they will have the same sort of battery life and bits like that that you get with your B5LHs and what have, so you will have to replace the batteries on them. And if anything, these are slightly more standard as a result of their bodywork style, and I would imagine where the batteries are, etc. So you do have to consider that element. But you've got your 3 doors, you've got, as I say, a non-conventional interior. I mean, it could work for shuttles. You couldn't do too much of a lengthy shuttle with them, as unfortunately they're not built for your long high-speed runs. They're built for stop-start city work. So potential local rail replacement, local university contract work, stuff like that might be a nice cup of tea for these. But
St. Mary's Road.
it's going to be quite interesting when these do finish their use in London, and we're looking for a place to put them. It is going to be very interesting, because the thing is they're not that old, so they probably won't want to scrap them. However, they won't be, unfortunately, they won't be worth that much outside of the capital. So it'll be interesting to see. Definitely interesting. I mean, there's another London concept that's just launching is the IE tram. There is our IE tram that's basically this very low floor modern futuristic bus style thing that's meant to look like a tram without tracks and with tyres instead. It's basically, the best way to describe it is it's a smaller variation of what the FTR was, is quite possibly the best way to put it. It's a much smaller variation of what the FTR was. It's just an FTR without the bend. That's what it is. So B7LA streetcar, for those who don't know what I mean by FTR. So that's what it is. It's quite interesting is the glass layout, where instead of having a panel there, you'd sort of have glass right down where somebody sat on the seat, so you can see the entire person. It's a bit odd. I will admit it's a bit of a strange bodywork design, but I do like the front end of them. I do, as commented by quite a good friend of mine, who made a very valid point. I do hope that the design takes into consideration speed bumps, i.e. the route that they're putting it on will have to be very flat, because if they go over any major bumps or speed bumps, those vehicles will just purely ground out. So hopefully some consideration has been made to avoid that eventuality, but we will see. We'll see what ends up happening. Oh, the camera angles are strange on this. I did forget that they were quite odd. Yeah, they're not what you expect with a conventional camera angle, but that still looks nice. That'll be a screenshot. There we go.
Yardley Hotel.
But they're going to have to, with these IE trams, they're going to have to keep them on a very flat route, because if they are not on a flat route, they're going to have some severe issues with them. Really severe issues with them. I do also forget with this bus that people can jump on at any door. It's just a shame of how I've hot-wired my door buttons for this particular bus. It opens all 3 of them. Come on, you let me out! I was Why are you accelerating alongside of me? Welcome to London. Welcome to London. I've set off, pulled out. No, you haven't, pal. No, you haven't. How are we doing for time? Oh, I have no idea. Sometimes my GUI actually shows up, sometimes it doesn't. It tends to be rather hit and miss. So what's our next bus stop? Grange Road. Grange Road, 1302. We're on. Oh, we are doing pretty okay for time then. No, I don't mind these new Routemasters. I like to ride them whenever so often. I don't go to London that much, but when I do go, it is nice if the opportunity presents itself to go for a ride on one through the capital. It is quite cool. I don't like them during summer though. They get incredibly warm during summer. Very, very uncomfortable vehicles during the summertime. But beyond that, I don't mind them. So this, I believe, is that loop. So we do. I don't know how we do the loop because we'll serve different roads to what the B2 did on this section. And I'm not just on about going the opposite direction. I mean, there's a section here that we do slightly differently.
Walton Lane.
Doesn't half fly, does this boat? No, it does fly. There we go. Take the handbrake off. Ah, yeah, and then we do the circular, and then we pop out of another road just there, I believe.
White Horse Lane.
I would imagine if you were an AI passenger on here, this would be quite a strange allocation for you. And I think we've got to do the hospital as well on this bus route, I believe.
Hello.
Hiya.
No, it hasn't been for the past 2 years, and it will continue not to be. Probably even longer, actually. How long have I been driving OMSI? I think this year actually marks a decade of me doing OMSI 2 content. I think it's not a decade yet, I don't think. I think it's 9 years this year, because it's 10 years next year since I started doing YouTube. That I just think is absolutely bonkers. I really do. I think it's absolutely balmy that I've been doing YouTube that long. But I believe I have to double check, but I think next year marks a decade of me doing YouTube. That will be a decade of OMSI 2 on the and more channels. I.e., back then they weren't and more. we weren't. We were. Well, we technically were and more, but that wasn't the priority wording in the channel name. I had the most uninventive channel name back then. But the idea was just to provide content. You're waiting for that B2. The B2. To be or not to be? It probably won't to be fair, but... Yeah, and then this is that unique road that the bus doesn't, the B2 doesn't go down. So this is the main purpose of the videos, to tick this street. Tick this route for this particular street that we haven't done as of yet. We have done the rest of it, just not this particular street. Now I've got to shut the doors again while the person's fiddling about. Oh, don't put the handbrake on, otherwise we are just going to end up sitting there for ages. Why is there no... There's no... There's no no arrow. Where are we going? Okay, we go that way. Okay. I was like, there's no arrow. There we go, let's turn before the fire engine shows up. There we go, let's fire engine through. And then the ones that go to the depot only turn right into the depot. We, however, continue forth. Go on, fire engine, you can go now. You've had your effect. We have Bramley. Is Bramley here? No, we're due at hospital very soon, I think. I think the hospital's our next main. Yeah, we do Villa and then we do at hospital. It's not too bad then. When I'm in London, I do always forget about the brake light at the very top of the bus. It's just something I totally ignore, and then I'll take photos of them and be like, oh yeah, there's a brake light up there. I've done the exact same loading the bus in, where I've just looked and gone, oh yeah, it's brake light, is that?
Villa allotments.
Is that not the stop we just passed? Oh no, it's this stop. Oh, I don't know then. Oh, I'm wanting bus. Nobody stood like that they
St.
want to
Catherine's
jump on.
Hospital, main entrance.
So this is what I love about this map, is I do genuinely still remember this section as it is now. I remember it being identical to this, only being on the other side of the road in the previous Bowdenham maps. So this is a section that I really like, has been kept the same with some slight upgrades. Because as I say, this was the original OMSI map. I was never really keen on the hospital because I always thought it just sort of went on and on and on. And when you were doing like the 375 and stuff like that, but I don't mind how they've slightly revised the layout now. That one's the B one that terminates here. We've already done that run.
Upper Heston.
There we go. Did I forget that these traffic lights were there? Yes, I did. Did I manage to recover it and still stop the bus in time? Yes, I did. Would anybody have noticed if I wouldn't have brought it up? Probably not. But hey ho. Still, it does seem to be performing on this route quite nicely, to be fair. I can't fault it. It is doing a really nice job. And thankfully we're not bumped into any low bridges yet. That's quite nice. So doing that 800 run that we did with Dakar, I thought that was brilliant going down the road. Oh, there's a low bridge here. I'm not going to be able to go through that. I do wish that, like on maps like this, they would, and they probably do, in the document, the README file, they probably do state it. It's just me being me. They probably do state that there are low bridges on certain routes, but I do wish there was the option, because they can, like, I know that some maps at the start of a road they'll have a reminder that comes up that states there's a low height bridge like you would in real life, where you'd turn onto a road, and if it was a notoriously white bridge, you'd have the signage. I mean, we have the hint arrows. They sometimes have that where they can warn you for low bridge. It's been quite good on a map like this to have that. Purely, even if you have read the README and stuff like that, it would be sort of a double reminder. So it's like if I take a bus, like let's say the next street I turn down, if it says low bridge, I can just retrace my steps and not go down the road, or not like what I did with the 800 where I went all the way down to the bridge, stopped and went, I've got a problem, and what have. Although we'll be doing the 800 again once I've done all of the runs, and I'll be doing it in a single decker to showcase what the proper full route is like, without having to do a double deck diversion. Although, for those of you that want to take double deckers on it, you do now know the diversion route you can take, so there is one positive. One positive to the madness. Hey, this is more like it. Tudor houses. Staple diet of OMSI 2 in the late 2010s. Tudor house.
Morning, sweetie.
How can make me open all of them again? Still not got off the bus. So he did a little loop and then didn't get off. Okay, I don't have any time for that. I have no time. He sort of went to the bus and then did a little loop and never actually got off. So no, I can wait for the next bus stop. Why is he doing a loop-de-loop? And there's now somebody from the upper decker lighting as well. What's going on? There we go. I don't know what's going on with passenger paths, goodness me.
Wembley Lane.
See, I've got into the knacker that of closing the rear door. I've got into the habit. These are quite like quick off the mark for urban services, but I just can't see many places wanting them when they do come out of London. And as I say, the odd university shuttles and bits like that, these might be absolutely ideal for stuff like that. But or like, I don't know, ferry, like shuttles to ports or interchange shuttles, stuff like that, these might be ideal for. But beyond that, I do struggle to see where their market is. Aye, and here we go, back at bus station already. It's me, that were rather impressive. Had to think how early we are. What time are we due? 13:19. What time is? Oh, we are a little bit early, about 8 minutes early, but it'll be right.
This bus terminates here. Please take all your belongings with you. This bus terminates here. Please take all your belongings with you.
Right, here we go, a lighting stand. I think that will just be able to swing it out. I mean, it might involve a little bit of shunting, but... Full lock right up for best. Hey, there we go. Excellent. Not having to go all the way around. It's just what we want. And we'll pull back into B2 bay. Because I assume the B2 stand is for the B2 and the B3. That's just an assumption. But here we go. Back where we started. Nice little 20-25 minute run round the estates on the B3. Thoroughly enjoyed that. If you did enjoy the video, do be sure to click that like button so that more people can find it and enjoy like you have. If you haven't already, do be sure to subscribe to the And More Boss Videos YouTube channel for more content like this from the simulation section with videos up to twice a week on OMSI 2, as well as an archive of over 7,000 backseat and engine focused public transport videos from the UK and beyond. With buses, trams, trains and more, there's something on there for everyone, with additional 21 of those videos added every week. Once again, I'd like to thank you all for watching. I really hope you've enjoyed this one, and I will see you all in the next video. Goodbye for now. Bye.